organized by BMSIT and M and Atal Incubation Center, NITTE. I would like to request Dr. AP Achar, CEO, AIC Incubation Center, NITTE, for his opening remarks. Sir, you're not audible. AP Achar, sir, you're not audible. So you're not audible.
Unmute ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Sir, it is unmuted.
Good morning. At the outset, I welcome our guest participants for this special web series. As you all know that till 18th century, India was a world leader. India was a world Vishwaguru but really. All countries are looking at India for trade, and India had a share of around 90% of the global trade. But today it has come down to a drastic of 3% in the total global share, market share. So the Prime Minister of India started Atmanirbhar Abhiyan. All over the country, we are aggressively pursuing this. So in this Atmanirbhar Abhiyan, startup and incubators has to play a major role. Recently, Prime Minister of India once told that India has a millions of problems, but we have millions of bright minds also. So we have these millions of bright minds. If they have a development passion for innovation, I think all our problems can be solved. So in this context, I think science and technology plays a very, very important role. This webinar jointly organized by BMS Institute of Technology and AAC will throw a light on how the startups and incubators can innovate and develop commercial ventures, and at the same time we can solve the social problems. I'm very happy that today's speaker, Dr. Ramanan Gujral, the Director of Projects, Regional Director, EDA, Southern Region, he will enlighten us, all of us, especially the startups, how they can take charge of the innovation and solve the India's burning problems through innovation. I once again welcome all the speakers and guest participants for this special event. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Dr. AP Achar, for your encouraging words. I now invite our beloved Dean, Dr. Manjunath sir, for his opening remarks.
Namaste. Good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to render opening remarks for the second day of the webinar series on role of startup and innovators in Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. It's our primary responsibility to support our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat to make India self-reliant. So with this brief note, I would like to welcome our today's keynote speaker and delegate, Dr. Raman Gujral sir, Director Projects and Regional Director EDII, Southern Region, for accepting our invitation and being with us. Welcome, sir. I welcome our Vice Principal and other officials of AIC NITTE, BMSIT, and I welcome all the participants for this second day of webinar series. Thank you. Enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath, for your encouraging words. I now request Dr. Sangamesh, Incubation Manager of BMS IT&M, to welcome the dignitary and introduce the chief guest, Dr. Raman Gujral.
With warm greetings, it gives me a great pleasure to extend warm welcome on behalf of BMS Institute of Technology and Management, AIC NIT Incubation Center. We're conducting a series webinar on role of startups and innovators in Atmanirbhar Bharat by a very eminent speaker and well-known personality in the domain of entrepreneurship and startup culture, that is Sri Dr. Raman Gujral sir. He's the Director, Corporator and Regional Director, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Southern Region. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of BMS IT and AIC NIT Incubation Center. So just to brief him, Dr. Gujral sir has successfully devised and planned and executed programs for the objectives of entrepreneurship development and the culture of startup ecosystem across the nation. He has handled the task of networking, catalyzing the vital linkages between the organization and several other organizations and agencies such as DST, SIDBI, and National Small Scale Industries Corporation, that is NSIC, and so on. Dr. Gujral sir is quite comfortable in organizing training programs for unemployed youths, government officials, faculty of various technical institutions, Sir is basically a financial analyst with a master degree in financial accounting, specializes in small enterprise development, various aspects of industrial project identification to project formulation, and so on. Sir is basically uh, from last 5 years, he has been with us mentoring many engineering colleges, institutes in the southern region, especially BMS IT, NITTE. He will be continuously mentoring us. Sir, thank you for being with us today. I welcome you once again on behalf of BMS Institute of Technology and Management and AIS NITTE Incubation Center for this webinar. Also, we have with us Vice Principal of BMS IT. I welcome you, sir. At the same time, we have with us Dr. AP Achar, sir. I also welcome you, sir, on this webinar. Thank you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Sangamesh, sir. My kind request to our eminent speaker, Dr. Raman Gujral, sir. Dr. Raman Gujral, sir, Director Projects, Corporate and Regional Director, EDII, Southern Region, to render the keynote address. Over to you, sir.
So good morning, everybody. Really, I'm happy that BMS ITM is organizing the 3-day webinar series on role of startups and innovators in Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. And this is along with AIC NITTE Incubation Center. The Dean is present and the management is also very proactive towards students' entrepreneurial innovations and other kind of activities where students can compete, go and get their innovations among the various corporates or different kind of competitions and various seminars where they go. As rightly said by Dr. Sangamesh, that yes, since last 5 years, EDI is closely working with BMS group of institutions. When I came to Bangalore, I think within 2 months only, first I visited your parent campus that is there in Bangalore, that Bull Temple Road, I think so, there. And then I visited your new campus also, and you people are doing marvelous effort for the students, and this is the reason that for the students also BMS is the first choice to join, where they get a lot of exposure apart from technical education or passing the exam. So I accepted this, and I say that Dr. Sangmesh took my commitment more than a month back, that 27th or 28th of August, you have to be part of this webinar. So blankly, I said, yes, I'll be available. But you know that a lot of other commitments comes, and then you have to say no. But I'm fortunate and I'm lucky, by the grace of God, I got this slot still with me, and I can address to and discuss with all the participants as committed. So for that, I am also relieved and happy that I am with you as committed. The discussion is that why these startups need to get success, and what is the role of science and technology for promoting startups, and what is the role of innovation and creativity for the startups. And another thing I'm going to talk about, what frugal engineering is required for startups. And even when I talk startups, I may discuss some examples, those who are tech startups, which they have used the technology platforms or software for getting success. But I'm looking for the more startups, which BMS Institute is also very good, like the startups which are coming out of mechanical engineering department or civil engineering department, and there some kind of technology is required, but that technology is not only computer laptop based technology, it is more, you have to work, you have to do calibration, you have to do certain kind of apply the formulas of physics, you have to apply the formulas of civil engineering, and based on that, which kind of startups are coming, I think that also I'm going to focus. There the frugal engineering is required. So I'm sharing my slide so that you may get some good view that why these kind of startups are required, and why the startup need New India for starting their businesses by using science and technology and commercializing frugal innovation. I think, is it visible to everybody, Dr. Sangmesh?
Yes,
Is it
sir,
okay?
it is visible.
Okay, fine. So simply, I'll explain that the entrepreneur is a person who organizes a business venture and assumes the risk for it. So any startup who is coming in this domain, any boy and girl, he or she has to assume the risk also. But I think risk is everywhere. Risk is in your job also. Similarly, risk is there in your business also. If you are not performing in your job, definitely you may work there for 1 month, 2 months, but definitely after that questions will come to you that you are not performing well. Similarly, in the startups also, you can work initially with profit or without profit, but after 6 months, 1 year or 2 years, somebody will ask you what are your profits. So there is no such difference now whether you are working or you are doing your own business. And that is why any entrepreneur who assumes the financial risk like somebody has invested 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees on some kind of startup, and then initiate something, operate that particular project, and do the management of the business, he or she is also an entrepreneur. But similarly, if any student is working somewhere in a corporate, in a company where the production is going on, there also he or she has to initiate, he has to work as a operator or a manager operations, and he or she has to manage the business, or not only business management says that you should be the owner, but being working as a manager, you have to manage the business also. So this definition applies for the both, whether you are teaching, you have taken initiative, you have organized this webinar, you have done the management to organizing the management, you have done some operation, you have initiated. So these all three applies to you also, the organizer. So this is the reason I can say, don't worry that even if I am the entrepreneur, then all these things are attached to me. But if I am an organizer of any event, then also these things are with me. So you are entrepreneur any day, any moment, any place. So you know that very good example of this Sachin and Minnie Bansals, those who started Flipkart in 2007. It's not aged story, it's recent time. The technocrats who passed out from a top engineering institutions of the country, and they started a very small site, online site, where they started selling the books, online books. They created some software, they created some platform, then payment mechanism, all those kind of things they have done. And they started doing, because the online book platform was not available. And they started with very small investment of rupees 4 lakh, and with that only they reached more than 100 million retailing platform. And after starting, they didn't look back. And they say that initially we used to stand outside Gangaram bookstores on Church Street in Bangalore and hand over Flipkart bookmarks to the people coming out with the book, that please, next time there is no need to come to the bookstore physically. You can order the same books online and we will deliver it at your place. So they were not the courier agent, and they were not only the booksellers, but they were the aggregator in between both. So the aggregator startups, they are basically using technology and providing facility to the customer so that they can get the maximum benefit. That is the reason they started from books and then they converted into a big e-platform. When the Chetan Bhagat was launching his book, Two States, and there these two boys were sitting in the audience, and once it is launched, and very politely they said that, sir, we are also on e-platform of selling books. Can you allow us to put your book also on e-platform? And that time, everybody knew who is Chetan Bhagat, and nobody was knowing who these Flipkart boys are. But today, everybody knows that who is Flipkart and what is Flipkart. So you have to start with small, but definitely you can grow big if your passion and your persistence is with you as an entrepreneur. So you know that it is a very humble start with 5 people, and then within a year or two, they reached up to 100 people company with 3 offices in India. First 10 days, they did not got a single order, and that may be a reason for frustration for any boy and girl, that I'm not getting any business or order, let's shut down, because it was only a small business. That time they could have, but no, they persisted. They started a venture with a dream, and that is why uh, from handling bookmarks to handling a multi-billion-dollar company, they did lot of research, and then uh, they acquired Myntra. That was different kind of e-business platform where the products were not only the books. They tied up with Dabbawalas for different kind of deliveries of Flipkart. Then they acquired other companies also. But I can say that now the Flipkart is owned by Walmart, but over the 12 years of their journey, they reached up to that kind of milestone where the world's largest, one of the largest online and offline store, Walmart, has to come to India and has to do business with Flipkart, and now they are on their another venture where they are looking for. So this is the way startups do the business. They reach up to the top, they reach up to the maximum, and that is the reason if they want to come out, they can, and if they don't want to come out, they can work. So there are certain top startups I want to share with you, like Paytm. Paytm was not too much popular till demonetization came to India, and has been announced by Honorable Prime Minister. And next day only, the Paytm gave the full page advertisement in the newspaper that if you don't have cash currency with you, we are there and we will support you in doing your transactions. Now, this is the reason that Paytm didn't came after demonetization, but Paytm was there before demonetization. But if you are acting at right time, definitely you are going to catch and you are going to attract the opportunity in your basket or in your bucket. But if you are sleeping that time, others will come. So the first catcher was Paytm. After that, government has to decide the BHIM app and all that. But you know that till now, even at the panwala, egg shop, bread shop, everywhere you'll find that Paytm is still popular, and it's now more than 3 to 4 years. People are addicted. After that, you can have Google Pay and other formats also, but Paytm has acquired its position. So what I'm saying, it may be a loss today or whatever the reason, but you have to act then and there. Similarly, PolicyBazaar.com, this is also another company who is facilitating customers to directly get their policies at the cheapest rate without any commission going to the agents, and these people are supporting you. So these are the new kind of startups coming to the market. Grofers, it is not only a kind of startup, but this is the startup which earned maximum profits and maximum revenue during lockdown. So now you can understand when it is a lockdown, how startup has to act. If grofers would have stopped, I think that must be a biggest missing the bus or missing the opportunity for them. And if you are not acting at the right time of business time, peak time, then these startups cannot work. Because before that, Big Basket was also there. Before that, Flipkart was also there in the business, but grofers showed the sustained business across the country. Only for 2 to 4 days in Ahmedabad it was closed, or for 5 to 7 days in Bangalore it was closed because of lockdown conditions and all that. But they met with the government, they convinced the government and how they are safe to supply the products, and then government approved them. So all these things I'm trying to explain that startup is a good initiative, but startup needs to have regular check and balances about their business. Swiggy is another example, and during the lockdown also they tried to change their business style, and they assured the community that they have a lot of checks and balances at the delivery platform, and they did it. CureFit is another kind of startup which provides all kind of healthy food facility along with the facility to do a lot of exercise at your workplace also. And due to lockdown, it might face some trouble, but once the things will boom back, definitely they are going to be the big gainer, because after this, everybody will be going for healthy food and good kind of health. Because in some countries, now your each and everybody's credit score is also credit worthiness. Now your health worthiness is also going to be a part of your life. How healthy you are, then only they will allow you to move. if you are healthy, then you will get good remuneration. If you are healthy, then you will get promotion. If you are healthy, then you will get higher position. So knowledge is other, health is secondary. So there these kind of startups are going to do. Ola, everybody know about. I'll talk about Ola later on. Then Big Basket is another kind of, which directly source the product from the farms, and then they supply to the directly. Zomato and Swiggy altogether the same. Phone Pay, you can say that after Paytm, then Phone Pay also came into the market, and now they are also diversifying into different kind of businesses also altogether. Phone Pay. Pharmacy is a kind of a supplier of drugs and medical equipments or home-based medical requirements. So this is altogether different domain where you get maximum, minimum 20 to 15% of discount on your medicines. So these are kind of aggregator, but I cannot say that they are too much frugal. They are using technology, computer-based technology. But Baiju is another the learning app which gained a lot of limelight, and now at the time of lockdown, Baiju kind of lot of different startups also came to the market, and they are also doing good business. And this may be the future of education also, where the classroom and online and offline, both the business are going to be in the market. Dunzo is very much known for supplying of small item, one item, two item. Even you forgot your car key somewhere and you left it, or you forgot your phone charger at your relative's place, that can be courier to you in person. Somebody will come and deliver you. So it is not a kind of a courier for letters. It is a product can be delivered from one place to other place. So that is why if I talk about a specific startup like Ola, so how Ola gained a lot of business within 10 years or 9 years of working. In December 2010, they have not completed 10 years also. And these two young boys were working properly, they were nicely placed, but they decided to start Ola aggregator. Why? Because they are giving better services, good look, no negotiation, whatever kilometer you travel, it will come on your meter and you have to pay accordingly. And it is easy to book. You are not supposed to go to the taxi stand and ask whether the taxi is ready to go, but it can be only on your mobile and you can book your cab. So there is no need to come out unless until your cab is assured coming to you. But mere these three things are not sufficient, and that is why various varieties of Ola came, like Ola Micro, Ola Share, Ola Mini, Ola Prime, Auto, Luxury, Outstation, and Share, Shuttle kind of thing. So even the companies are hiring Ola for day-to-day shuttling from one's residence to office and office to residence, so that there is no need for waiting that whether Ola will come or not. So they give lot of variety. So when you go for a startup, don't bank on one product. You have to have multiple product line, multiple services for you. Then only you are going to success. Suppose Ola Mini is not getting success, then Ola Share can give you profit. If Ola Share is not working, then Ola Outstation can give you profit. So you should always keep your basket with full of products in any startup. So this I wanted to explain those who are looking for. And even after that, they offered the legal rate, and even then they started offering discounts. Then you have Ola Wallet, then Happy Hours. There are so many variety of services and variety of option, ease of making payment. Even there is no need to do cash currency transfer. You can transfer Ola money, you can transfer through Paytm or other mode. So all facilities customers are looking for right now. And if you provide a lot of facilities, definitely you will be a first runner in your business. But if you only fix yourself with one business or one activity, then others will copy you and you will be out of the business because they may have 2 or 3 or 4 business options. So this is about Ola. And that is why these people, those who are entrepreneurs, are driven not by the need to make money. Initially, you are an entrepreneur and don't worry for the money, don't run for the money, but the need is to make their dreams a reality. What is your passion? What is your dream? Once you follow the dream, money will follow you. But even in the beginning, you follow the money, then you cannot get money also, and your dream will become a nightmare for you. So it is better to follow your dream. Definitely money will come to you. That is more important for any entrepreneur or any entrepreneurial person. Whatever work you are doing, do it with full passion. So that is why you should be very innovative. You should be very creative. When I talk about innovation, the one company comes in everybody's mind who is creating value through entrepreneurship, and that is Google. I'm not promoting Google, but I'm saying how Google is working. It is only a simple search engine, and before Google, there were other search engines also, and we were using those search engines also. We were using Internet Explorer, but when Google came, why we stopped using those search engines? Any reason? It was not paid or it was free, nothing like that. But what kind of services we were getting on Google, that is why we searched, and that is why Google saw rapid and phenomenal success because they were offering too many of innovative things. It was a search engine, web portal, then interactive maps, discussion group, comparison shopping, image library. Then after that, Google Translate came. Then Google Lens is there. Then YouTube came. You name and you will see that everybody is everything is on Google, and that is why if somebody start saying something, people say that is it from Google, and Google has everything now. So that is why the growth of your startup is not only by adding or doing research for one product to another product. Even you can acquire and do strategic alliances also along with your product. So suppose you are good into one, but another boy and girl who has his or her startup, you acquire that company, you do some strategic alliance with that company, then only your company will grow. But if you spend too much in R&D of your company, in that case, you will spend too much in only doing R&D, but you cannot do the business. So Google has more than 200 companies acquired by Google, and that is why it is the big success for the Google. And they are doing a lot of R&D. This is the only company who promotes their professionals and employee to do R&D in a big way. But what I'm saying, it is you keep on acquiring good companies for your success. And that is why Google is known as an innovative company, because it keeps on developing and introducing new services to the market. And Google established internal web page for tracking new ideas, so that whatever new ideas are there, it can be converted into proper product line. And their corporate culture promotes creativity and innovation. Their employees have full freedom to work the way they want to do. And that is why Google has a lot of product line with them. And you know all these, whether it is Picasa or YouTube, or you know all. If I'll ask you, you know many of them. And there are more than 100 billion plus Google searches monthly. It must have reached more than that. And it is giving $100 billion plus of economic activities for more than 1.5 million enterprises or business. So with Google, many people are doing business also because of Google. So Google is not only doing business, but many other 1.5 million businesses are working, whether they are service providers, they are doing R&D for them, or they are doing directly business with Google and all that. More than 109 languages can be translated on Google's at various levels. And even Google had acquired over 200 companies, and YouTube is one of the biggest acquisition, and everything you are uploading on YouTube, and Google is getting more and more limelight. And in the next 60 seconds or 300 plus hours of video will be uploaded. Means every minute 300 hours of video is being uploaded, and who is uploading? Everybody is uploading, and people are using it, viewing it, and now because of YouTube bloggers and YouTube vlogs, everybody is making money because of Google. More than 70 to 75% US search market is on Google, and same might be in India also. Then Google Translate as 500 million monthly active user. We keep on translating many things, and then this is giving us a lot of benefits. But why this kind of success? Because Google is fostering and enabling innovations. The way you want to work, this is the Google work environment. And you can discuss with your clients like this, or you can work like this, or you can work in your cabin, or you can simply don't want to work, you can play billiard or any other pool game. So these are the Google strategies, and local implementation are very important, and they give you all kind of facility to think and think. If your mind is blocked 10 to 5 job, then you cannot think. So that is why if you are a startup, give freedom to your employees so that they can work in like this situation. But what Google says, that our benchmarks are enabling highest efficiency with ultimate creativity. They want highest efficiency. All engineers know what is efficiency, but they say with ultimate creativity. It should not be done previously. It should all be a new way of getting things done. Even nanopods where employees can work and sleep too. So if you want to work like this, all power backup, everything is there, and you can put your laptop on your lap, really on your lap, and work. And then if you don't want to work or you are tired, then you can close your nanopod and you can sleep for some time. So that these kind of metro naps are very important for your rethought and rethinking. And that is why Google innovation is very important. If you are feeling hungry, you can have fruits, you can have something. So provide all these kind of facilities, then only you will get right working minds in your startup. And that is why Google innovation says wherever, however you want, whether you want to use laptop as a real laptop or you want to use laptop like this, it is up to you. End of the day, they want efficiency. There is no limit for efficiency. They want unlimited efficiency, but they give you unlimited freedom to work, whatever the way you want to work. And that is why they offer you all kind of facilities, but end of the day, your work should be creative. And that is the reason these kind of products are coming to the market, like Google Chrome, Google Maps, or web search, Chrome, Gmail, Google Plus, Google Drive, Hangout, Play Store, Translate, Google Book, Google News, or Google Earth, or even if you add more, you may get a web store, cloud platform, which is very many of you are using it. Google App Script, Calendar, Docs, Maps, Play Movies, Play Music, YouTube, I have already explained. So all these things are coming, and every day it is coming better and better because of the environment of the startup. And that is why being an entrepreneur, you should be a participant. You have to work, whether you are employee or you are not an employee, but you should not be observer. You should be a player, but not fan, because player is Virat Kohli, player is Dhoni, fans are 20,000, 25,000. Whether you want to become a fan or you want to become an observer clapping for others, no. You being a startup, you should be a participant and you should be a player. And to be an entrepreneur, it is be an optimistic, always be positive. There is no mantra. If you are not feeling optimist, you are feeling pessimist, to believe that the right amount of time and money, you can do anything. If you are investing good time in your startup and limited money, definitely you will be a successful person in your business or in your life. That is why I can say that creativity is a skill. It may be in your brain and mind, but innovation is a process. You have to innovate, uh, then only people can see. You can be a creative person, but if you are not an innovator, you are not showcasing, in that case, your creativity is of no use. So innovation is outcome and creativity is a thought. That is why creativity is thinking up new things. You keep on thinking up new things, but innovation is doing new things. You have to do new things, then only you are being an innovator. And that is why innovation involves thinking differently, creatively, and insightfully. If you are not thinking differently, you are not creative and you cannot innovate. If you are innovator, you can enable solutions. If there is any problem, you innovate the solution. And inventions that have an impact on social and economic value. It should be good for society and good economic value for community also. It should be low cost, it should be frugal, it should be less expensive. All those things are innovative. If your innovation is fulfilling unmet needs of people, or which cannot be met by conventional products, conventional processes, or institutional forms, then you are an innovator. But if you are copying others' innovation or other product, then you are not innovator. And it should be beyond research and development to be new application of old technology. You use old technology, but innovate the process. You use the old technology, but bring the new processes. You use the old civil engineering process and theory, but bring the innovative product. Use all organizational creativity or all any of your creativity and more. Don't worry that you have to go for 10-year futuristic kind of product line. You can work on your old technology, but your product is innovative. That is more important. Later on, you can shift to the new technology also. So if I call that, the innovation can be in three places. One is product innovation, second is service innovation, and third is process innovation. Product innovation, when you are bringing new product. Service means you are giving Ola kind of services, that is service innovation, because before that taxis were there, before that autos were also flying, but we introduced Ola Auto, that is service innovation. And process innovation is the way you are using the processes in your factory or in your computer software domain, and now you are changing the processes. That is process innovation. So product innovation is a simple one product which was earlier a porcelain cup, but this is reusable. No, this is one time usable, use and eat kind of product. That is product innovation. But when it is service innovation, already there must be some services available, takeaway service. But if you add some takeaway benefit for others also, then I think this is your process innovation. So that is why for innovation, you should have idea factors, and these idea factors can convert into innovation. So for that, you have to spot the need. What is the need? Then you can be a successful startup. Then you have to spot the solution. What is the solution for this need? Then you can be a successful startup. Then you have to do market research of this solution and this need. If the kind of solution is accepted by the market, then you can be a successful startup. And you have to follow what trend is going on, whether people are going to accept this trend, whether trend is online, whether the trend is offline, whether the trend is higher age group people are going to purchase or take your services or not. All those things needs to be clarified before converting your idea into innovation. Innovation in product, process, and services. So that is why it is very simply way I am telling you what is desirable to customer, what is viable in the marketplace, means cost of service or cost of product, how cheap you can give your innovation, and what is possible with technology. Can your available technology support this innovation? If all these things, means customer is happy, price is good, and technology available, if all these three things are yes, then definitely your idea factors can be converted into innovation. So that is why there must be some risk factor, because it's a new thing, nobody knows about this. There must be some odds for success. There must be some market risk, or there may be some technology risk. But for all these things, you should be ready, because when you are innovating something, you don't know about these things, but you have to overcome and bring your product into first runner position. Like this gentleman, he is not too much educated. He is Mansukh Bhai Prajapati, and he was making only earthen pots. But he got an idea to make a mitti cool village fridge. Mitti is earthen cool village fridge, and he puts drinking water on this particular tank, and you can drink pure and clean and cool drinking water. And because of this drinking water coolness, this compartment also gets cool. And once you close this compartment, the whole earthen pot or whole earthen compartment becomes cool, and the uh, fruits and vegetables remain without electricity in a proper fresh position for more than 5 to 6 days without any electricity. So when these kind of uneducated boys and girls can do something, and he's on discovery also, and now he has made second this cooling tower where you can get only cool drinking water, and this is refrigerator or fridge for rural people. And you see that still he is making these earthen pots, but he has diversified his product, and this is his innovation. And that is why I'm saying innovation is not only that you start Dunzo, innovation is not only you start another Swiggy, but innovation may be in product also. And you should go for product innovation. This may need for civil engineering students. There might be some innovation which is from mechanical engineering students. Innovation can be with anybody and any stream of your business. And that is why Steve Jobs said that innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. If you want to be a leader, you should keep on innovating. And that is why Apple iPhone is always a leader, because every time it comes with different kind of features, different kind of appeal, so that people wait for Apple, those who are there. And maybe the market size is not the thing, but iPhone is a leader and others are followers. They keep on copy them. And that is why people are doing a lot of innovation based. They are searching various companies who are most innovative. And as per since 2005, this Booz and company is doing a lot of global innovation studies, and they are finding out which companies are highly innovative. And according to them, in recent past, maybe 3 to 5 years, Apple is in top three, Google and 3M uh, uh, So this is 3M is Macintosh mining machines is company, but 3M products are also very innovative. But this comes under top 3 innovators, and sometimes Google come here, sometimes Apple come here, sometimes 3M come number 2, like that. Samsung is number 4, and GE is gone down, but Microsoft is also one of the innovative company. Toyota is an innovative company. So this is mechanical engineer, this is white good, electrical, Procter and Gamble is altogether different, IBM software are together, and Amazon is also now coming up as a innovative company. So it is an aggregator. So you can understand whether you are a product producer or you are a service provider, or you are a product producer or you are a software service provider, but or any product, computer or anything, anywhere, you have to be innovative. Then only your company can be a successful company. And that is why we did some analysis that why, how the entrepreneurs are innovative, but you'll find hardly 3 to 4% of entrepreneurs are truly novel and innovative. Rest 96 either enhance or improve or refine the feature of the product. They make it cheaper, better, faster, or more user friendly, or sometimes they only extend the feature. They make combo 2-in-1, 3-in-1 kind of. And some entrepreneur change the specialization, like niche product. This is for kids. This is for like Baiju is for kids, or some products are for elderly, some products are for women, some for girls, some for men, some for working men, all these kind of niche specialization. But we need your technical involvement in this area, which is 3 to 4%. This needs to be improved. I'm not saying that this is not innovation. This is also innovation. But this is, the product is available, you have changed something, but this is truly novel. But let's start with this domain, and later on you can come into the top position. So for that, you have to go for some frugal innovation, which is cheap, easy. So it means that making clever products from limited resources. Don't purchase big factory, industrial shed and all that with your limited resources, and seeing poorer population as a market to serve, not as an object of charity. But you sell your product to the poorer population, because the market, bigger market is there. Smaller market is big city. The bigger market, larger markets. For that, you have to make frugal innovation. And due to the scarcity, people demand for more value, because the scarcity of the product, and people want some kind of value that your engineering background or technology background can provide. Frugal engineering product. And that is why certain companies are coming higher end products also, and they are coming with 1500 or 2000 worth of these kind of products also, which are going to be delivered to the mass population of the country. That is why whether it is Tata or Godrej or big brands of the country, they all are looking for these kind of frugal engineering products, which can serve the larger population. And this is a social objective also, and the poor also get the better option. So it's not a new thing, but it is low cost design, should be product development efficiency should be there, capital efficiency, no need to spend huge amount in R&D, manufacturing should be simple, then it is frugal, and you can optimize customer interface features, like various apps you make very customer friendly interface easy, that comes under frugal. And eliminating non-value adding features, you reduce those features which are not going to be used by you. Even in this phone, if I get, I'm hardly using 10% of the features, but can you make a simple phone, telephone, which the students, where the phone is not allowed in the school, second standard or third standard student can take the phone fully charged, and it has only 2 buttons, calling father or calling mother or calling grandfather or calling another 4 number. If we press 1 in emergency, the phone call will go to the father, like that. So there is one-way calling. So every school will say, okay, you can bring this phone. I'm saying simple. So eliminating non-value adding feature, then you can make phones for kids also for 1500 or 2000 rupees. So focus on frugal innovation that produces products and services that are affordable by more people and low income or low level of income without compromising the quality. That is most important feature. And sometimes people compare frugal with jugaad, which is improvisational innovation and driven by scarce resources and customers' needs. This is also very common in rural India, and that is why informal improvisation needs to be scaled up to a system based on frugal engineering, and we should drive toward disruptive innovation in sectors such as health, education, housing, etc. When nowadays face masks are very important, many local women started making cotton-based face mask stitching at home. And earlier we were thinking that only face mask which is properly sanitized or properly sold N95, there's that 300 rupees I purchased one N95 face mask in the month of March 2020. Today, these women have disruptive innovations and they are selling it 15 rupees, 10 rupees, and everybody is buying that. So you should not go for very expensive product, but your frugal engineering should be small and easy. So it should be frugal, it should be flexible, and it should be inclusive. Then we can say this is jugaad. Jugaad is not only one time, but it should be can be used again and again by same person. So follow your heart, keep it simple, do more with less, think and act flexibly, seek opportunity in diversity and include the margin, whether it can be improved in future, that kind of margin. I'm not talking about profit, margin of improvement. So focus on frugal engineering that produces products and services that can be affordable by more people at low levels of income without compromising quality. That is more important, and everywhere it is common. And that is why the name Jugaad came when somebody thought attaching the motorbike with a kind of a transportation cart. It is a metal version of a bullock cart. So instead of bull, and this person added a motor engine, and this is a motorcycle, and instead of cart, he has added, and now this is on road for more than 10, 20, 30 years, and it should be sustainable, it should be innovative, and everybody is using this. So it is the most innovative, economical and quality method to accomplish the desired task by unusual, unimaginable means and ways. That is why people say sometimes it is a jugaad technology, but it is basically a frugal engineering. It's not a child play. You cannot say that every children's play. It needs imagination, high level of creativity, a skill of thinking out of box. Jugaad cannot be learned. It should come from your mind within. You can always learn from Jugaad is done that somebody has done this thing, how to hang this phone for before charging. That once you see, you can say this is very easy. But the credit goes to the person who has done it first time. But you can never understand how someone has invented it. That is more important. So the frugal engineering is very simple. Once you see, you can say, oh, come on, I can do it. But no, you should have done it. That is more important. So whether you want to make pizza by using ironing press and hair dryer, this somebody has thought. Later on, air fryer has come into the market, or later on, induction plates have come to the market, all those things. But if somebody has thought this thing, that is the reason many commercial products came to the market. Whether the basic way of heating your water for your day-to-day shaving and toiletry purpose, or even in Thailand, Bangkok, Jugaad cannot be learned, it should come from within. That is why I'm saying this is a illiterate or semi-literate. He is not engineer, mechanical engineer, but during the floods in Thailand, he increased the height of engine by increasing this. Speed was slow, but when there is a flood, the engine goes down due to water enters into the engine. That is why he increased the height of the his rickshaw, or he called it tuk-tuk, so that water cannot turn and the passengers can pass from one place to other place. This picture has been taken, and when it has, I showed this picture to mechanical engineering students, they say this is an innovative idea, but we will make it more better, more easy, more convenient for community, so that by pressing the button, you can increase the height of the shock up, and later on, whenever it is not required, you can go back, decreasing the height. So now these all things, but this gentleman or this boy has done for his purpose. Later on, big corporate or big companies can use this innovative mind for their good benefit and good use. This innovation has been done by National Institute of Design, and that is why every load on your head, whether it is 15 kg of this mortar, your neck gets lot of affected. So labor efficiency goes down. Instead of climbing 20 times or 50 times in 1 hour, if it is on your shoulders, and if it is belt is there, so that you can release your hands, and there is no connect with your head, then I think your head is not going to get or your neck is not going to get any kind of fatigueness, and you can do lot of extra work by using this. And even in certain cases, the labor has small kids also, so she can leave her hands, release her hands, and she can carry the kid also along with her if possible. It is not, it is dangerous, but this is the way and this has been designed. So it needs only imagination. This is lightweight, bamboo. You can use plastic or other component also, other composite material also. But somebody has thought, and it is adjustable, height is adjustable, everything is there. This is high level of creativity where there is no power or electricity. You can use gas, because earlier it was coal burn, but coal has its drawbacks. So now you can have clean gas and you can heat it and you can do the ironing. And this is not only lab-based product. Somebody is using also. This is a newspaper advertisement in UP, Uttar Pradesh, where power was earlier a big crisis. So even in some villages, power is for 2 hours and 3 hours. There you can use this kind of gas-driven ironing. Bamboo slicing machine, again a frugal engineering. Lot of blades has been inserted, and you keep on rolling it, and you will get multiple slice. And these bamboo slice can be used for incense sticks, or can be used for candy or kulfi or ice cream. Inside that you can use it, or it can be used. This is a percolator, coffee percolator machine. These I am talking about those semi-literate or less educated people have done. So he is using steam for getting more foam into the coffee, and this is a basic component of a big espresso coffee making machine. But this gentleman has done, and to manage the flow of steam, he has this with him, so that the steam can go inside or not. And you can use the engine, but this engine for lifting the water also, and later on you can fix your tire and you can go. So he is basically a laundry person who brings his clothes for cleaning and get it dry and later go. So there is when there is no electricity, he can use all these things. During flood and all that, there is a lot of power cuts and all that. So he is using one battery for multi-charging of rural basic geo or basic phones, and for one half charge he is charging 10 rupees, and for 100% charge he is charging 20 rupees, and it is good for them for 1 week, or because they don't use too much of smartphone if it is not required. Solar panel on the rooftop. Earlier, people were using some other plastic sheets and all that. So this is a permanent, and you get in the evening proper light. Washing machine. So the paddle washing machine, and you can at least clean basic clothes, and high level of creativity. It's a plastic. Thinking out of the box. You don't have birth, confirmed birth. You can create your own sleeping birth and enjoy your journey. Juicer, gaming, air conditioner, multiple usage. I'm using scooter for plowing, and many other. These girls, class 8, it's a spray on gloves and socks. It's a spray on means you can spray on your hand, and your hand will become gloves. And once you wash your hand, then it will remove. So there is no need to carry gloves everywhere. That is what this Aditya Joshi has thought. Preventing driving without a license or valid document. Once you put the driving license on your dock in your car, then only it will start. And even this also protects the car against theft also. So this is the idea of class 10 Varsha Kumari. And headphones with sensors to detect external sound, because when we use headphones, we don't get external sound. So this helps. Vasant Valley School class 8 students have thought about. Same, prevent use of cell phone while driving. So many times we use cell phone while driving, but once you put this cell phone, then it will give you permission to start your car, and then in that case you are not going to use cell phone, because you have to remove the cell phone and car will almost turn off. This is a unique doorbell to identify visitor. It is a code. If your father code is 123, so father will press 123, the different sound will come. So kid or somebody will understand that father has come. If your code is 075, mothers, then the different ring will bell. Then you can understand mother has come. If it is 985 for your servant who is recognized by you, who has the passcode, then that servant is there. At least you can get some alert whether you know that who is coming. So this is a class 5 student. Achri has thought about this unique. Right? This is a floating soap. Vincent is an old person. He has thought, and this wind soap is in market. These kind of lights are also innovative. You can change these LED bulbs with wireless connectivity, and you can have more than 50,000 to 1 lakh combination of lights. And this kind of a New Delhi startup is turning old shipping containers into eco-friendly schools and buildings. So these kind of innovations, you can get these kind of old containers, shipping containers, and they are really useless for those companies and shipping companies, but you can convert them into value added classroom, toilets, or any other. So these are the basic, and they have converted them in a beautiful classroom with proper insulation, proper uh, uh, support, and it has been a reception, a call, or some other waiting area. And this can also be used as a toilets or some other rooms also. Simply upcycle is also in a big way coming into eco-social products, where you can upcycle the products which are increasing landfill. And that is why Arohan is doing, they are collecting these kind of plastic bags, used plastic bag, cleaning them, and then cutting them and making the thread out of that. After thread, they are making the cloth out of that. Once the cloth is done, then they make stitch them into a bags or other stationery holders or something. So from cleaning to looming and from making cloth, and then so for that, if directly it goes to the landfill, it will destroy our earth. But from here to here, if it comes, you will keep it at your home for 10 years or 15 years, so landfill will slow down. That is the reason. And slowly, when this plastic will be removed, definitely they will remove this product also. So first step is clean this plastic trash. All this they are doing it, then they are converting them into a sheet thread. From there, they are making these cloth, this kind of cloth. Then they are making the bags, stitching them into a bags, these kind of toiletry bags or yoga mats. We all clean, sanitize, properly done. Backpacks, stationery, pen, pencil bags. This is how they are stitching it. And these are very nice, done, nicely done bags. All these things they are doing. So that is why social entrepreneurs or social startups are not content just to give a fish or teach how to fish. They will not rest until they have revolutionized the fishing industry. And that is very important. You have to change the root cause of the problem. Then only your frugal engineering or jugaad engineering is going to be successful for you. So I can say that want success, but only those who imply or those who work on the success, they are the person who don't believe in luck, who don't have very high IQ, sometimes don't get good support from family and friends. Like Ola case, when Bhavish Agrawal wanted to start Ola, he's nearby New Delhi resident and Haryana or somewhere. So family and friends and relative were against him because they thought that he's running a travel agency or some kind of taxi stand service, Ola. And he said that you are such a highly qualified engineer and you are doing such things. So even if you are not getting family support, then also lots of money, no, it is not required. And company of influencing people, you don't need to be supported by Tata, Birla, Ambani or any politician. It is only your entrepreneurial attitude or aptitude that is important to be a successful person. So new perception says any individual with normal IQ but having entrepreneurial approach can be successful. And that is why it does not matter how slowly you go. You wait for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, but keep on walking. Then only you will start getting financial benefit out of your startup and your business. And everybody sees the success, but this iceberg illusion says that what people see is success, but what people don't see is your persistence, is your failure, your sacrifice, your disappointment, your discipline day to day, morning to evening, your hard work and your dedication. This all people don't see. Don't worry about that. Don't say that I am dedicated. Don't say that I am hardworking. Don't say I am disciplined. You keep on doing anything. This is most important. This is your karma and this is your output. So don't worry about your karma, but without this you won't get this, because if this is not there, can this stand here? No, this is iceberg. Iceberg cannot stand without this, so otherwise it will float. So that is why don't worry about your all this persistence, failures, and dedication, this is part of your karma. And everyone who gets success, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. You work hard, luck will come to you. And that is why you know only the person who is the most richest person in India, you will say this person, and still he is reaching, and globally also he was number 4 or something few weeks back. But who is the number 2 richest person in India? Sometime we may know or we may not know, because we only know who is at the top. So always try to be on your top, because who is number 2 richest person in India, it will not come directly in your mind, and you don't know even this person. But very recently he touched this position. I don't know whether he is still here or not, but even many of you know, and it is unimagination. This is the only businessman who got richer during the lockdown and become the second richest man in India. And this is the person behind DMart. And he is going in a very big way, and he became the second richest person, individual person in India. So we only know who is number 1, but number 2 is not too far from number 2 is not too far from number 1, but we only think who is number 1, and his name is Radhakishan Damani. And as per Cognas India survey, he has been judged as number 2, Mr. Damani, and his net worth is half than this, more than half than this, but still he is 105,000 crores of net worth. Similarly, who is number 1 person in Facebook company? Who is the founder or number 1 person? Everybody says is Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, but if I ask who is number 2, then I think few of you might be knowing and few of might not be knowing, because everything he is not doing, others are also doing. And who is number 2? She's Sheryl Sandberg, and she takes all decisions, and she is the chief operating officer of Facebook, the first woman to serve on Facebook board. So she is next to him, but we only know who is number 1. Who is number 1 sprinter at present on earth? I think still he is Usain Bolt. If I am wrong, please correct me. Otherwise, it is only for depiction, for asking you. But if I who is number 4, nobody will say that who is number 4 on at present on earth. But this Powell is number 4, and his score must be few fraction of second lesser than Usain Bolt. 9.58 must be 9.56, but we only know Usain Bolt, we don't know who is Powell. Similarly, which is the number 1 tallest building? We'll say Burj Khalifa in Dubai, but other buildings are also coming up, and Burj Khalifa will not be number 1 for years. But if we say which is the second tallest building in the world, it is Shanghai Towers. It comprises 121 stories, 9 vertical zones that include shops at the base, offices in the center, hotels, cultural facilities, and observation deck at the top. But everybody talks about Burj Khalifa. That is why you should be number 1 successful entrepreneurial person. For that, you have to mobilize resources. You should have concept, vision, and dream. You adapt and scan the environment which is going on, quickly adapt on that, and persevere in overcoming obstacles, and are able to convert dream into realities, and assess your risk versus reward. Then only you can be a successful entrepreneurial person. He also takes a lot of decision. He also takes a lot of risk on field, and that is why he is the most successful person today. Maybe tomorrow somebody else will come, but his 10 years of job or his work, he is successful because of all these components. And that is why Kiran Majumdar-Shaw started the business, but nobody was agreeing to be a woman to whom the board has to or the juniors who are much senior to her in age, they don't want to report her. But today she is more successful, and she faced a lot of failures, and she had a huge credibility hurdle to overcome, and she failed to get financial support because of her age. She failed to recruit people she wanted. The first 15 years were all about survival, says Kiran Majumdar Shaw, looking back the initial years of her entrepreneurial life, but she persevered. So failure is not final, giving up is final. So that is why all of us have entrepreneurial potential. You all have entrepreneurial potential. Degree might differ. It is just a matter of developing your potential. That is more important. So please keep on increasing your entrepreneurial potential by day to day. What I talked about iceberg theory. Based on that, you will be a successful entrepreneurial professional, employee, or a startup. So this is all from my side. Now it's open to everybody if you want to ask anything.
So one of the participants has the question, how to start spotting the need? That's his question.
Okay, need spotting is basically whenever you are moving, whenever you are traveling, whenever you are going out, watching TV, everywhere there are certain problems. But what we do, we only see the situation or see the scenario on a superficial way, on the top level way. But whenever you start looking the critical part of the problem, then only you will identify the need. There are so many startups which are doing very good, but still there is need for correction for them. That you have to start from there. So you should spot their problem and give the solution, then your product will start. I'm saying the simple example, this is the more successful product, but still this must have some problems. If you start resolving these problems, then you can have a better product. So need spotting is basically you have to analyze the product very critically, see the services very critically. If the services are not coming in a better way, then only you will get the better product in the market.
Thank you for the answer, sir. Are there any questions? All right, it's time to thank Dr. Raman Gujral sir for the wonderful session. Thank you for enlightening our minds about innovation, entrepreneurship, and how different strategy will help one stand out. And also reminding how idea is the new currency and how Jugaad is not just a simple innovation and how important role Jugaad plays in our lives. Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. Puneet Rai, Incubation Manager, AIC NITE, to render the closing remarks.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks for this webinar on role of startups and innovations in Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The government announced the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan so as to revive every sphere of the economy, from demand, supply to manufacturing, and make India self-reliant and sustained, and tackle any black swan events in the future. Based on this, we AIC NITE, in collaboration with BMSIT-NM, are organizing this webinar series. I would like to express a sincere thanks to Dr. Raman Gujral, Director Projects and Regional Direction, EDIA Southern Region, for giving an excellent coverage on science and technology for building new India and commercialization, frugal engineering. We are all inspired by your great words, sir. I would also acknowledge and thank Dr. AP Achar, CEO AIC NITE, Dr. Mohan Babu, Principal BMSIT NM, Dr. Sangamesh, Incubation Manager, BMSIT-NM, Ms. Shama HM, Software Engineer Innovation Center, BMSIT-M, A1 Logics for all the technical support, and all the team members of AIC NITE and BMSIT Bangalore, and all the participants for participating in this. And thank you very much, sir, again for your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I may leave now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a
very
lot. Thanks a lot for your
Thanks.
timing.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
okay.
I would like to announce about the tomorrow's session, which starts around exactly at 11 o'clock, the keynote speaker would be Dr. Anita Gupta, Head NEB Division, DST Government of India. And the topic would be Building Culture of Science and Technology for New Self-Reliant India. Please be part of tomorrow's webinar as well. Thank you, one and all. And the feedback link will be shared after tomorrow's session. Thank you.